I am Rakhi Bose, Assistant Editor with Outlook, and I bring to you excerpts from our latest issue, Women of the World Unite. Consumed by political motivations, political researcher and columnist Omkar Pujari writes that the Modi government had no time to get into the more demanding fundamentals concerning the implementation of the women's reservation legislation. The essential ingredient of politics is timing. It may not be the best time to quote a Trudeau in India, but these words of former Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau aptly sum up the Modi government's sudden and unexpected move of tabling and getting the Women's Reservation Bill, or Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam 2023, passed, a legislation which was in cold storage for close to 3 decades. Passage of the bill, reserving 1/3 of seats for women in the Lok Sabha and state assemblies, once again reaffirms that the Modi-led BJP knows the importance of the essential ingredient of politics, that is, timing. It is serving the right dish at the right time to the right audience, that is, the women voters. Women vote differently and independently. Many observers have pointed out that one of the biggest stories of India's democracy in recent times has been the steadily rising participation of women voters. Over the last 6 decades, the turnout of women voters has increased by about 20 percentage points. In fact, in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, the women's voter turnout was marginally higher than the men's turnout. But to be clear, this does not mean that more women are voting than men. The impact of India's highly skewed population-sex ratio can be clearly seen in the sex ratio of voters, or SRV, in India, number of women voters per 1,000 male voters who actually vote. However, impressive strides have been made on that front too. As demonstrated by Mudit Kapoor and Shamika Ravi, India's SRV has improved considerably from 793 in the 1970s to 928 in the 2000s. But the bigger story is that women are not just voting in large numbers, but they are voting independently. A 2014 survey by the Centre for the Study of Developing Societies, or CSDS, in New Delhi found that 70% of Indian women are making voting decisions independently, debunking the long-held myth of women voters surrendering to the whims and fancies of their male family members while casting their ballot. Women voters have also shown different levels of voting intentions and motivations than their male counterparts. Considering how differently and independently women vote than men, they can shape the political fortunes of parties. For instance, a given political party can witness significantly different levels of support among men and women voters. This difference in the levels of support among men and women for a given candidate, party, or alliance is known as the gender differential or gender gap in vote share. Traditionally, the BJP has had a higher support among male voters and a comparatively lower support among female voters. The reverse has been the case for its rival Congress, which has enjoyed a general advantage among women voters. A Hansa Research Group post-poll survey for the 2014 elections found that while the BJP and its allies led the Congress among male voters by 18 percentage points, their lead shrunk to 9 percentage points among women voters. According to the CSDS NES 2014 data, while 40% of men preferred to see Modi as the Prime Minister, Modi's support was lower among women at 30%. However, the BJP has made significant improvements in its gender differential by garnering greater support among women voters. In 2019, the percentage of women voters supporting Modi as the Prime Minister increased to 45%, a sharp rise of 15 percentage points over 2014. Since coming to power in 2014, the BJP and the Prime Minister have invested heavily in improving their support among women voters. The investments paid off as seen by the BJP's performance in the 2019 polls and a series of state assembly polls where women powered the BJP's victory. The reversal of the Saffron Party's gender disadvantage among women has been so dramatic that women voters have now become an integral ingredient in the BJP's formula for electoral success. To read the full story and other stories from this issue, log on to www.outlook.com.